All right, guys, how's everybody doing today? Make sure you guys hit the like button as soon as you get in here. I appreciate you guys for taking the time out of your day, just be here with me. We're looking for some major positivity. Now, over the month, we could see it happen in the first week. We could see it happen in the second week. We could see it happen the last week or the last couple of days of October. And that's the thing about bullish months or you know seeing bearish months. Those things could happen in an instant, and seeing those larger percent gains, that was pretty good. So give me a second. Let me set everything up um, before we get into the video and just get to chatting. Give me a second. It's good to be here live today. I am sort of tired. Just contemplating whether I should start a live right now, just because I'm not. I'm kind of tired. But we'll see what's happening in the market. We'll see what's happening news related, and also talk about previous months, previous years, and where we stood. So guys, if you could make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out the link in the chat for BTCC if you guys are interested in trading. I did have two during the downturn of a lot of things. I did have two positions that were liquidated in my leverage trading platform. One was VET, and the other one was Terra Luna Classic. So both of those got liquidated. Both of those were higher leverage. Not necessarily the lowest amount possible, but definitely not a crazy high amount where it's like $500 or $1,000 or anything like that. So still, any money that you or any position that you get liquidated on, you kind of realize what you did wrong there and learn from the situation. So we'll always talk about that. I'll probably do that on. I want to do the updates to that on TikTok or something, just so I have another platform that's related to crypto or any type of updates that I have, so I don't have too many videos that are posted here. So anyways, again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you guys want to check out my link for BTCC, that link will be in the chat, where you guys can get a 10% deposit bonus right on your first deposit. Also, you can have extra bonuses up to $10,055, up to 40% lower trading fees, and you could trade all the way up to 500x leverage if you wanted to. And that's all with no VPN or KYC that is required. So feel free to check it out. It is a good platform. I'm still very much positive on my plays that I have there. And I can't wait to see what opportunities come before me. Now, it sucks because I know that Terra Luna Classic is going to run so much further, and having that 10x out there would have been great. And some have asked me as I went through that, why I'm not deciding to like double down and add into Terra Luna Classic at a 10x leverage now, right? I don't like to trade with emotion. So going back into it, I would be trading with emotion, and it sucks because I do heavily believe in Terra Luna Classic, and especially for the short-term leverage trade and what I can gain there. I'm excited for that because I can get up to the 0.006 level. I think it's 2 zeros or it might be 3 zeros. But either way, I'll get up to a drop zero level and a 6, and I would have a boatload of money that I gained from a smaller amount that I invested. But not going to trade with emotion. I don't think I'm going to go ahead and do that, and just leave it how it is. If I lose on it, I lose on it, and I'm not going to try and fight to get it back every single second. Right? I have other positions that can make me positive as well. It's 2 losses, and I'll sit on that. So, anyways, check out the link for BTCC down below if you guys are interested. But what's going on? How's everybody doing today? Let's go into the chat. Isaac, how you doing? Is it Mus Jim or Moose Jim? Hi, brother. Let's crow. I mean, I'm still very bullish on CRO. Somebody asked me that yesterday in a comment, and I responded this morning. But yeah, obviously, I'm still very bullish on CRO. Love CRO. Love what they're doing. All of that stuff. Good morning. The only thing I am a little bit, I wouldn't say concerned about, but the only thing that I want to get resolved is the whole credit card situation. I'm trying to get the credit card, and they won't allow me to verify my phone number through the app, so I can't like get approved for this credit card. Well, I'm approved for it, but I can't have the final steps because I can't verify my phone number. It doesn't ever send me a message. And I tried to resolve that with crypto.com, and they've honestly done nothing to help. They've told me I needed to reset my own device, that some things were going wrong with me, and I've done it on my phone, on my wife's phone, on my tablet, on my computer. I've done it basically everywhere, and it doesn't work. And I honestly don't want to start it because I believe there's a bonus with spending. And I don't really want to start it because I'm trying to get the spending of my XRP Gemini card. However, my Gemini card never came in the mail. So I have a limit that I can use. I have to tap it in order to spend a certain limit. And it's already, the time is already ticking, right? To spend $3,000 in the first 3 months or something, or 60 days. And it's already ticking. So the only option that I have to do that is like spending and then paying it off and then spending again, which I don't know if that fully qualifies for it. I think it has to go into the statement. So I'll have to see, but I wanted to meet the spend so that I can get the bonus because I will meet the spend, not necessarily by just overspending. It will be by natural spending. It's just I can't naturally spend on things because I've already reached my limit of how much I can spend on the card without tapping the card, without actually using the physical card. So I don't know when I'm going to receive that. It's been a very long time. Um, so much so that the first bill is going to be due soon. So I'm like, I should already have this card. Anyways, so that's that situation. I'm trying to figure that out. Good morning, Andy. Angela, good morning to you as well. How you doing? Good morning, Matt, says Isaac. Brandon White, good morning. Cheers. Hey, Matt, thoughts on Toshi? The popularity on it has been going nuts. Has it? I don't really have any thoughts on it at the moment. I don't know. I can't say I don't know what it is, but I feel like I've heard of it or maybe even mentioned it. um, you said popularity is going nuts. It's up 1% today. It is at a $300 million market cap. Is this a position at a $300 million market cap with $27 million worth of volume? Looking at a fully diluted value of 301 million, so you have all of the supply that is out there. It does seem like it has made at least some decent moves, right up to a $301 million market cap overall. Or in the last month, it's up by 16%. In the last year, it's up by 420%. So you would have made a lot of money in this last year if you would have been a part of it, or even getting up to this point, right? It would have been a lot sooner. Could have made a lot of money from these points. Could have seen some decent growth as well. The markets that's available on Coinbase, you can buy it. Binance Alpha, um, Gate.io, Crypto.com. So many different platforms, tier one, tier two, S tier exchanges. Um, it's interesting. Right? I don't have it. I probably won't get it. But if it's gathering hype, that's all that a cryptocurrency really needs. Hype goes a long way, further than just utility. Some people might say, "What is it going to do?" And um, a lot of projects can answer that and say, yeah, this is exactly what it's going to do. But who's buying it, right? Is it popular? There's a lot of positions that you can say, no, they're not. Hey Matt, it's good to see you. It's good to see you here as well. It's good to see everybody that is here. I appreciate you guys for taking the time out of your day, to be here, time out of your morning. Some of you, if you're here from, let's say, the West Coast or um, anywhere else, it may be a weird time. And I appreciate you guys for being here. Guys, we got 46 people here. If you could hit the like button, get me up to 20, 25 likes, that would be amazing. Good morning. What do you think XRP will hit by the end of the end of the year? I would love to see it at $5 to $10. I think that it's going to hit $5 soon. I hope that I'm hoping that it doesn't hit $5 before November. I don't know what the actual date is. I believe it's November 12th or something. No, November 25th. So the last day or the last purchase that I had of XRP, and maybe you can say it's give or take a couple of days because it was something that was sent. The last purchase that I had, the last purchase that I had with XRP, was November 25th, meaning that has hit a year. And if it's hit a year, then I have long-term capital gains tax. So I'm hoping that that's the case, that it happens at late November or December, because $5 is my first initial selling point. Now, while that is still only a portion of it and what I'm going to decide to sell. No, don't go up there. Do not go that way. If you wanted to sit on my lap, you can sit on my lap, but that's it. Don't start messing with things. Trying to make sure she doesn't show her butt. You don't need to do that, lady. All right, fine. But yeah, I think XRP by the end of the year, I don't necessarily care about timelines by the end of the year, like saying, hey, I want this to get to, or this is going to get to $20 by the end of this year. Like, I really don't care. What I care is hitting one of my exit plan prices for this year, which means, I'll have to pay even more in taxes, but I still want to see one of my exit plan prices get hit so that I can take profit on that. As I see other positions like a Jasmine or like a CRO, I would also like one of my exit plan prices to be hit so that we can go into 2026 on a super positive note, gathering gains and all of that. So again, my belief is XRP $5 to $10 end of the year, before the end of the year. Good morning. Why is October known as Uptober? Please, this is the actual catalyst for crypto. So, I was really gonna get into it a little bit further. Like if we look at other months, there's other months that are insanely positive as well. But October has been a really, really good month for gains. We've seen some really, really massive gains there. So here's a little chart, right? This comes from TradingView talking about the fourth quarter. And I don't even know if we could zoom in here. I don't think we can, but let's try. if we zoom in a little bit, you can see that October, which stands right here, there's only, with the exception of 2 months, it has been primarily positive, and we're talking about double digit positive. There have been some that hit 60% in 2013, 33% in 2015, 47% in 2017, 39% in 2021, 28%, 10% last year. So the expectation is that October is going to be a massive month for cryptocurrency. Now, you can also say that for February. February has been um, primarily positive. You are seeing that places like, or months like August and September have been very negative. In 2025, it said that, September was actually up 3%, which it didn't seem like it. I'll definitely tell you that. And maybe it's because it's coming back as of now, but it definitely didn't seem like that. And I don't know when this was created. Let's see. 2 minute read, September 29th. So yesterday, when things were coming down a little bit. So saying it's up 3%. I don't know. Um, but you see that majority of months, or August, September, January, they're not really the most positive months, but we have seen some of those months be positive. So anything could happen, right? It doesn't have to be. I got hair all over my hand. It doesn't have to be. You're scratching me, lady. It doesn't have to be to where this is. It's going to be automatic that this is the case. Um, I would love to see it, but if it doesn't establish or help out with the start of my exit plan, you are scratching me right now. I don't understand why you're doing that. If it doesn't help out with uh, like my exit plan, then it doesn't necessarily fully matter to me. You know, but that's the whole reason. Biddy? What's Biddy? Like Bitcoin? It's 4 a.m. right now. Well, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. It's 6 a.m. over here. Um, I woke up at 4:30. I typically will start at like 5, but I decided to start at like 6-ish. A little bit before 6, but 6-ish. Um, what do you think Jasmine will hit by the end of this year? Paris says $17. How can that be? So I wouldn't say $17, and I won't say $17. I've seen the $17 you know, conversation and information. I'm like, this is not something that I'm pushing for as an investor. Or sorry, as a, well, yeah, let's just call it that. As an investor, as a short-term investor, I'm not looking for that, right? Long-term investor, yeah, would love to see it. For my 100,000 that's sitting in my Forever wallet, absolutely, I would love to see it. You never know what could be possible. You never know how far Jasmine Coin is going to go. Um, but my goal is not that $17 mark, especially not for the end of this year, right? The end of the year, I'm honestly looking for just 10 to 20 cents. Um, Maybe 25. 25 would be great, because then it would establish some real strength going into, January, February, March, right? All of those months for the new year. Um, and seeing altcoin season thrive, and Jasmine coin being a major part of that to get it to a level of a dollar 50. So by the end of the year, I'm looking for about 25 cents. Um, that would be amazing. But yeah, again, um, certain levels have certain exit plans for me, and that's mainly what I've always been looking for. Right, I'm looking for my exit plan to be hit, not necessarily the whole thing, but just a starting point to say that we're here. Right, we're collecting gains, realized gains. Biddy, the Bitcoin mascot. Ah, howdy. What's going on, Rehab King? Thank you for being here. Um, Good morning. What are your thoughts on Zebek? I really don't have any thoughts on Zebek. Am I saying that right? Matt, please pick a number from 1 to 20. Um, my favorite number is 8. So, uh, 8. That was my football number. They made me get They made me get a 40. Sorry, not 40. They made me get 81. What was that? A subscriber? Thank you for or a follower. Rehab King, 200 bits. Well, thank you for the 200 bits. I appreciate that. That means a lot. You told me to pick a number between 1 to 20. I appreciate that, Rehab King. It's October. Let's go. We're getting hype. Yeah, I haven't talked to you in a minute. How's the fam? The fam's doing good. I love being able to spend time with them. Um, I love being able to. Um, I appreciate that, Rehab King. It means a lot. I appreciate, or I love the fact that I get to, work on sports with them. You know, the swimming, the basketball, whatever else, they are into and willing to do. I'm all about sports, so uh, it's always great. So yeah, the fam has been really good. Um, they said, "Damn, I was on a call. I think I missed your thoughts on Jasmine." Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that serious. Like, obviously, I have strong thoughts on Jasmine. I like Jasmine, love Jasmine actually. Um, And my thoughts when it comes to the end of the year, I'm honestly only looking for about 25 cents. That's what I said, right? I'm starting my exit plan at a level of 10 cents. And I think my final 100,000 will sit there for whatever that could be. I don't necessarily believe that $17 is going to happen, but it doesn't mean that it can't happen. Um, Now it starts to get dicey when you talk about the 50 billion in circulating supply, right? Now, if you have a lot of that supply that's taken off the table, that becomes a reality, a really, really big reality. However, right now, that is not the case where you're seeing that much that has come off. Um, and that's being held and being put to the side out of circulation. So I'll start or remain on the side of $17 is unlikely, but it doesn't mean that it won't happen. And that's why I have my 100,000 that's sitting there for forever. The rest of what I have will be um, I will be using and I will be selling at certain levels. My first like 100,000, I think 100,000 coins that I'm selling, I think is at 10 cents, and then we'll see as we move forward. But yeah, so that's really the basics of my thoughts on Jasmine. End of this year, would love to see 25 cents. Going into the new year, 2026, I think we can reach levels of $1 to $1.50. Those are my thoughts. Yeah, I appreciate you, Rehab King. This is it? It's not Trade King. I'm trying to think of a Fire King. You must have changed your name. Is that who that is? What are your thoughts on XLM? I like XLM as well. I don't have any of it, and I know a lot of people stand by it. It does make me want to purchase it at times when I see it down comparable to where it was. But it's in the last year, it's up by 259%. I think it could still go a lot further. I'm not looking to buy any real new positions. I'm looking to sit on what I do have. So XLM, It looks great. 38 cents. It's at an $11.6 billion market cap. It's up 259%. Congratulations to the people that have owned it before this, that have been a part of it for such a long time. Um, in all history, it's up by 12,000%. And if you found a way to, purchase it at this level of 9 cents, you made decent amount of money from even further levels back of, 2% of a penny or 20% of a penny. Is that what that is? Yeah. I'm happy for you guys. 23%. But if we look at the crypto market this morning, again, we got 69 people. Make sure you guys hit the like button. If you guys want to check out my link for BTCC, feel free to do so. It's a great platform. You can get a 10% deposit bonus. But the current market is sitting at a $3.87 trillion market cap. Altcoin season is sitting at 65. Well, it was just at 63. It's now at 65. Average crypto RSI is sitting at 44. I feel like I got cat hair right on my face. Is sitting at 44. You're also seeing Bitcoin that's at about a 0.6% gain over the last 24 hours. Ethereum 0.2. XRP is down by about 1%. Solana also down by about 1%. Dogecoin down by about 1%. Cardano down by about 1.5%. 5%. Can you not do that? Why? Live. Hey. Psst. You're not going to get in there. Can you leave it alone? And there's no food in there. I don't even know why you're stressing. There's nothing in that container right now. I poured everything in your automatic feeder. Realize that. They have a plastic container that holds all their food, and I've never seen Liv knock it down, but I've seen Spencer drag it across the floor because it's just what he does. It's like, maybe if I drag this, it'll open. There's nothing in there. It's literally nothing. Not a single drop of food. Just leave it go. But yeah, XRP is down by 0.7%. You're seeing some things that are down a little bit more, right? Hype is down by 5% ish. Just know that just because we see, the fourth quarter happen in October that has happened does not mean that we're going to see it on the first day. Does not mean that it's going to be something that happens even in the first week. Now, obviously, we would love to see that, and we would love to see the continuation throughout the whole month. But know that you only need one amazing day to make it a positive month. That's all you need. Right? You can have a bunch of flat days where you have 30 different flat days, and then that one day, that 31st day, is going to be the one that has, 49% gain or 50% gain or something like that to give us maybe a 10% gain in the end, or to give us a 60% gain. You never know. But know that it's not going to happen on like every day of the month. It's not, I mean, it could. I would be pushing for it. I am pushing for it, but it doesn't mean that it's going to happen. I understand that the market will go down more frequently than it goes up. But it's about the level of looking at that out of that, kind of range of what you're looking at the month and saying, what is the overall percentage from start to finish? And that's kind of where we stand with how much is being gained there. Again, we look at charts like this and seeing 37%, we realize that 37% didn't happen the first day we're looking at this. 10% didn't happen the first day of the month. 28% didn't happen the first day of the month, right? But it is exciting to have a historically positive month like October. I am tired. Buy some Bitcoin, peeps. Yeah, I don't have much Bitcoin. I think you know that. Most people know that. Nice shirt. Thank you. Thought it's always fitting. Oh man, no, I got cat hair all over me. I'm gonna have to get all the cat hair off. Um, Bought Render the other day, long term play. Where's Render at? I know it's come back from those high points that we saw Render at, which was great, and Render was moving for quite some time. But I don't have any Render either. I know some people that do, and some people that swear by it, but I don't have it. No buffet indicator in crypto. Let's go. No Buffett. Um, it's been too long, my brother. So happy to see you live. Well, thank you for being here. And yeah, I'm live at times. I'm not live as much as I used to be. I want to be, but I know it's difficult because at 7 o'clock every day I have to hop off, which tends to be the most like popular times for um, viewership and all that stuff because viewers are just starting to get on. They're starting to get prepared, especially people that are interested in investing that have a 9 to 5. A lot of times they start looking at the markets, start doing the research and all that stuff at 7 o'clock. And they'll make their trades during those times. And then you'll see a lot of people that get on to more people that get on around 8 and 9 and 9:30 to make their trades that they want to make, or even set up some uh, some limit orders for long-term, short-term investments, for swing trades, all of that stuff. Um, so yeah, it's always good, but I do have to hop off at 7 every day to take the kids to school, and then after that, I get home and I start doing some research and making some videos and all that stuff. So um, would love to make the live streams a lot longer, and we'll figure out ways to do that. Recently bought at Adventus. Can you have a look at it? I don't know what that is. I'll take a look at it off the camera first, and then we'll talk about it as we see it. So I don't think I'll have an effect on something like this, but I'll just talk about it, right? I'm not going to show it because I feel like the volume is a little bit low. And yes, with the concurrent viewers right now, this won't have an impact. But you never know, especially as it gets views after the fact. So we'll just talk about it. Aventus, which is AVT, it sits at a 1,201 by market cap. That's what it's ranked. In all history, it's down by 66.5%. In markets that it's available on, you can buy it on Coinbase, which gives a S tier exchange, which is great. Gate.io, MEXC, TrueBit. Right, it has 5 different pairings that are there. One of those being an S tier exchange. So that's amazing to see, right? Typically, if I go into a position like this, I would not think that an S tier exchange like Coinbase, you have the availability to purchase it on that platform. But you do. Not bad. Um, just got here. What are we talking about? Right now, I'm talking about a position called Adventus. It's not position that I have. I'm just going over kind of what it is. It's at a $9 million market cap with a $106,000 in volume. Majority of the supply is out there, about 60%, so you don't have any chance of dilution with 4,500 holders. Anything that has the ability to be on a S tier exchange definitely has a lot more of a chance to succeed in the bull run, because people are going to be looking for, and I've seen it, people are going to be looking for lower market cap positions on top tier exchange, right? Or top tier exchanges. So if you see that Adventus is there and it's available on Coinbase and it's at a $9 million market cap, people are going to look at that and go, it can get to a $90 million market cap, which is not even a crazy amount. And that's a 10x from where we stand here today. So definitely, I think, you look at it and overall, it has come down from a level of, that high of $6.60 low here that it's ever been to at a 27, 20, actually, maybe even less, 13 cents or so. All-time low is 2 cents. But then seeing it at a $1.50 mark, you had a decent amount of gains there, but from the starting point and looking at about a $4 mark to a higher point of $5 and then $6 and now being at $1.50, it could be something, right? S tier exchange markets, it's available on 10 different or 10,000 watch lists. It's interesting. I'm always looking for an opportunity, something that I can maybe take a little bit of a risk on that could be worth a lot more in the end. But I don't know. I don't know if that's it. You might have you said you bought this position recently. Is it more of a like this has potential type of crypto buy? Um, or is it something that you've believed in when it was at $4 or when it was at higher points? Let me know. 15th of October. What about it? Show off the tats? No. So November will be red. Um, what makes you think that? You think it's going to go back and forth? Typically, the fourth quarter is aggressively green. Typically, right? You can see some of these months or some of these years where it has been red in more bearish months or bearish years. So 3% here. This is for 2018. 2018, you saw it down most of the year. Only 3 months were positive, while everything else, would drop 5% and 3% or 4%, 36%, another 5%. And then you get into the new year, which is 2019, down 8%, up 11, 7, 34, 52, 26, and how things absolutely exploded. And then by the end of the year, you saw it start to, creep down. But then in 2020, it started picking up again, right? 30% in January, which typically doesn't happen. Seeing 24% down in March, then 34% up, 9%, 24%. What are some of the highest percentages that we've seen? 65% here for 2017. And this past year, 2024, we saw 37% November, bearish December. So it's always great to look at. Hey Matt, do you think the government shutdown will affect crypto? I mean it could. That's something that I don't like to hear. It could affect crypto, but I think um if the way people are reacting, if we're talking about how the normal investor is going to react, I mean that shouldn't be a major issue. As long as we have the ability to get like ETFs approved in a relatively, you know, short period of time, which I believe they're working on. But then again, if the government shuts down, how are we going to be able to finalize that to make the approval process much easier? I don't. I mean, it should have an effect on the markets in general, but that could really suck for altcoin season. And then does it prolong altcoin season or skip altcoin season altogether? Is that something that you think is a plan at this point? Because it seems convenient that it's going to happen the end of the year going into the new year. Can we play marbles on stream? I don't know. I'm not playing marbles. I don't have time for that. Not right now. We got about 20 minutes until the live stream ends. So make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Um, Obviously, we talk about crypto quite a bit here. So any cryptocurrencies that you want me to look at, I will look at them as long as they're not super low market cap cryptocurrencies. I'm, trying to find any opportunities that are out there, not necessarily for me, but also for other people if they want to either take a risk or find something that has little risk. Website looks good. A couple of grand in Advantis. Looks look like a good play. Yeah, you said the website looks good and everything. I think you're right. Anything that I see that has an S tier exchange, especially one that has S tier exchange and minimal exchanges, of course I'm gonna say that has a lot of potential because people are gonna be looking for those low market cap plays. Now it's Coinbase, right? Not just Coinbase wallet. Like you have the ability to look at it and buy it directly on Coinbase if you wanted to. So it looks like, let me see. What? It looks like yes. You have the ability to purchase this position directly on Coinbase, which I think will be great for that position, for the future of it. It's just again, how far does it go? Um, and how much of a risk are you actually taking with that? So, I don't know. Looks interesting. Looks like it could be an opportunity. So definitely good luck with that. I don't think I'm buying any. I always like opportunities. I always like taking risks, whether it's just $100 to get however many of it, or $1,000 just to get however many of it. But right now, I don't really have any buying power, so not doing that. What's your thoughts on XAN? Let me see what that is. So this sits at a $380 million market cap, which is not bad. $423 million worth of volume, which is up 738% in the last 24 hours. If we look at the volume to market cap ratio, 111% for the last 24 hours. I don't like the fact that only 25% of the supply is out there, meaning that you could have dilution within it. It's not the worst dilution that I've seen, but it's also not the best we've ever seen. So that's something that you always have to take into account as you are investing into something. In the last day, it's up by 5%. The last 7 days, it's down by 1.3%. And it looks like all of that movement has happened within this short period of time. So it's had a lot of volume, lower supply compared to the total supply that's there. It's available on Coinbase and Binance Alpha and Gate.io, MEXC, so some tier 1 exchanges, tier 2 exchanges, S tier exchanges. It's because you're looking at today as the only day, the only comparison. Why does sentiment drop at specific times of the year for crypto? Not like earnings make a difference. Well, it's different than looking at a business, right? A business, it really depends on earnings and how successful the business is, how well they're selling products, how well they're reinvesting their money, how they're tracking financials. All of that stuff really matters in the stock market. In crypto, it looks completely different, right? It's not based on how much money a project is generating, right? It's based on the movement and what people want to pay for that position based on what the value will be in the future, right? And how they value it now, right? If I'm buying something, I believe that it's going to be valuable later based on how it's being used. And for crypto, the only thing you really have is for any investment, you have predictions on what that is. For businesses, it's about how the business is running, how it's operating, how much money they're generating, all of that stuff there. For crypto, you kind of compare it to like a gold. People pay for it based on what they believe it's worth, right? The scarcity involved in it as well. People will pay for that. Um, for cryptocurrency, really all you have right now is you have the belief of what it's going to be used for. Um, and I lost my train of thought as this cat's over here trying to get into that food constantly. Um, so let me try and remember what I was trying to say. So for crypto, you have, I don't know what I was gonna say. Literally, I had it in the back of my mind. Now I just completely lost my train of thought. So I apologize. Um, ah, maybe you have what it's going to be used for and the value that you have there. Is that what I'm trying to say? And then you also have the time of the year, right? You have um, more bullish times in the year. You have also within cycles, you have the cycles that are necessary to understanding where things are going. It's all about predictions. It's always been about predictions for every investment in history. If I invest into this water bottle, it's about what it's going to be worth to someone else. If we have no more water, right, this is more valuable at the moment, right? Um, so it will change over time and into more utility. Why are you dragging that around? Can you not do that? Like there's nothing in there, man. Nothing. I don't understand. It's just the smell of food. There's nothing in that food container. Why bullish times of the year? Because people claim that based on history that something will happen. When you invest into something, right? Let's say you're day trading. If you're day trading into a play, you're looking at where the certain resistance, certain support levels are. And based on those support levels is where a lot of people will make those investments and make those moves. So if I think something's going to bounce off of the 200 moving average, right? Um, a lot of other people will also think that it's going to bounce off the 200 moving average because that is historically what people have looked at. So when that happens, you'll see a lot of people that invest in at that point, which makes it bullish. It's more of like a kind of speak it into it happening, right? Um, and what did they call it? I forget what they called it in the breakdown. Um, it's kind of like speaking it into existence in a way, where you're saying that October is a thing. You're saying that October is super bullish because historically we've seen October as very, very bullish. Out of these months, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, out of the last 12 months, right, from 2013 to, or 12 years, from 2013 to 2024, we've seen two of them that have been bearish, and every other one has been bullish. So people will say it's a bullish month, and they will speak it into existence, right? And October will be October again. And yes, there is a chance that things could go the opposite way, and we could see a negative month. This could be the diamond in the rough for negativity, right? We've already seen Bitcoin break out, pretty heavily recently and over the last year plus. So who's to say that we're not going to see another negative month, right? We may be due for that. But people tend to, speak it into existence, and we see those bullish times, bullish months, bullish times of the year. The fourth quarter is generally bullish, and then because of that statement, it makes it a little bit more bullish. It's like if somebody famous or somebody that has history and understanding value says, "Oh, those shoes are valuable." Well, if they just said they're valuable without saying what the actual value is, now it makes other people believe it has more value. right? So now they're like, I'll give you $200 for it. I'll give you 300. I'll give you 500. And now you establish that this shoe is worth $500. So anybody else that has this shoe can also sell it, could also sell it for $500. That's just how life works. It's valued at whatever you're willing to pay for it. Jasmine Hera made an update on X about Panasonic collab. Thoughts on this? I haven't checked it out, so I don't know at the moment. Uh, what's up? Can you see your chat? Yes, I can see my chat, Jackie. Thank you for following. I don't know if you're still here. I tend to not see everything that's going on over there, but I do appreciate it. Hey, did you give me gifted subs? Rehab King, thank you for the five uh gifted subs, tier one subs. I appreciate it. There weren't even that many people over here. Can we play marbles on stream? I don't think we're playing marbles at the moment. Yeah, I don't think I want to do that. I would, like I said, I would love to be able to have longer streams just to do, and talk about random things that are happening in the world and, reviewing things and watching things and just, streaming I wouldn't say like we used to, because I don't think we've ever really done that. We've gone through and looked at different articles and everything there. But yeah, that was pretty much it. So I guess what we could do right now, water. Yeah, that's how I say it. Who has a problem with that? Do you think do you think they're going to dump the market either today or tomorrow if they shut down the government? I don't. I think it could have an effect, but it could have a very brief effect. And a lot of times, if we see that like larger dump or larger pullback, which I don't expect to see, I don't want to see, because I have a lot of altcoins that are sitting at levels where they shouldn't dump, right? We need to see them take off and they need to take off. But again, I don't control what the market is going to do. I don't control where things are going. I don't control any of that. So it seems like they're always looking to see how in control they actually are. And these conveniently happen when breakouts are supposed to happen. So we'll see. We're supposed to see October, November, December. We're supposed to see it absolutely explode and altcoin season start. But it seems like they don't want altcoin season to start because, there's always something that's going on. Thanks for that, Matt. No problem. Good morning, all. Good morning to you as well. Jumping over the Jasmine question, I don't think I am. I just don't know where it is. Which one? The collab one? I just talked about that. What do you think could be some good things to look into, aka not buy, but to watch? So I like looking at what I like doing. If you're talking about just, I don't know. I wouldn't say just watch. There's nothing that you really just want to watch. Like you're not going to be a part of, and you're just going to watch it take off or watch it make moves. For me, I'm a big fan of a lot of the lower cap, small cap cryptocurrencies because I think they have a large chance to um, make huge moves, right? You can see some that are worth $30 million or $4 million. And with any type of push from a top tier exchange or altcoin season, that $4 million could turn to 40 very quickly. And that 40 can turn to 80. And that 80 can turn to 400 million. And then you're looking at a 100x on whatever you put into that play. And it could be $5 and it turns to $500 because you decided to invest in on some of these smaller cryptocurrencies. I like seeing the ones that are not on the first page absolutely explode, or even not even consider it an explosion because it's not going to a $1 billion market cap, but it goes up to a $100 million market cap. And it's just so much more than where it stood. And you made a lot of money. Other people made a lot of money. The movement is just amazing. I love looking at those. That's why I have 100 different low cap cryptocurrencies over in my Kraken account, because anything could happen at those times, and it's honestly very, very interesting to see that. So that's something that I like to do, is watch those. How do I gift subs here? I don't think you gift subs here. You can gift memberships, but yeah, you can't do that here. But I appreciate you gifting subs over there. There's not even 5 people that are watching on Twitch, so I appreciate that. Interesting. Thanks for that, Matt. Yep, no problem. Okay, thanks, bro. No problem. Um, you still think Jasmine will go up? Absolutely. I still think Jasmine is worth way more than where it stands. I think it's currently at what, a 1.2 cents. Jasmine, let's see. Jasmine. So yeah, it's about 1.2 cents right now. A $600 million market cap, $30 million worth of volume. This is a good price to have it. Comparable to where it has been at the high points, high market cap wise, comparable to where it will be in the very close future. Um, I'm excited for this. I'm excited for the opportunity here. You don't have to do that, Rehab King. I appreciate what you've done so far, and honestly, you just being here is what matters. You don't have to do that to gift any memberships or subs or anything, but I do appreciate what you have done, and I appreciate anything that you're doing. So it's the same news her mentioned back in 2024. He is acting really unprofessional. We must ask Panasonic somehow, maybe somebody speaking Japanese. Um, Interesting. Well, I'll have to look into it because I haven't done that. Good morning. Watch EMDR go from $4 to $100 the next pump. I guess that would be good. See quant in December. Imagine that action. Still, wait, I don't even know. Yeah, my quant is still on my BTCC account. I know some of them are negative, some of them got closed out, but I still have quant, which is down by 5%. Litecoin that's down by 50%. You have H bar that's down by 20%. OKB that's still up by 290%, or $1,600. You have auction that's down by 71%. That's a tough one. Comp that's down by 35%. Caspa that's up by 152%. AVAX that's up by 748%. Jasmine Coin that's down by 26% as well. So yeah. But yeah, I still have my quant over here. That's the only quant that I have, which is $300 that I put in at a 3x leverage, which is about $1,000, getting me order size of 10 quant, and I'll be able to make the gains off of whatever that price movement is. So it's great. Feel free, if you want to check out my link for BTCC, that link is in the chat. Good morning. Oh, I read that. What do you think about AVNT since it ran and dipped? But do you think it will rise again? I think I just talked about that. Hey, bro, how did I give subs? I really don't know. Again, you don't have to do that, but I do appreciate you being here. Matt, Diamond Holdings here. Get into Caspa Quant ASAP. I will break the generational curses of the Perry Neal and Spivey families. In Jesus' name, amen. Um, yeah, I have Caspa, first of all. I have Quant in a lower capacity, but I have Quant. I would have loved to have gotten it at $43, but I chose not to invest at that point. So I don't want to trade with emotion and not, you know, buy it now. But I talked about AVT, not AVNT. Okay. Well, we'll have to give me a second. Um, Actually, I really don't have a second. I only have 3 minutes to the live stream. But um, Quant has been targeted by covert UK banking systems into crypto cause. Yeah, so I have, like I said, I have Quant, I have Caspa. Quant is at a lower capacity because I only have it in leverage trading. I have Caspa. I have about 30,000 or so. Would have loved to have had more, but I just chose to invest what I invested. And I believe that's sitting in Kraken right now. I scooped up 20 more this weekend. Well, that's amazing. I know it came down, right? Wasn't it below $100? It's currently at 101. So I guess, before we get out of here, let me go ahead and check out what's AVNT. I feel like I've heard of it. It's currently sitting at a 160 or 169th by market cap. It's at a $300 million market cap, 294 to be specific. Volume, $3.13 billion worth of volume. That is insane, especially for the amount of price movement that we've seen today. We're seeing an 18% drop today from $1.42 to $1.11. W stream. Well, thank you for that, Mustafa. Thank you for following. I appreciate it. Thank you for following over on Twitch. Um, what was I saying? Oh, this is currently at $1.13. Total supply, the max supply is 1 billion, while looking at the circulating supply of 258 million, meaning that you got about 25% of that supply that's out there, meaning that you can have some dilution in it, but you're still only looking at a billion. This much of a loss and this low of a market cap, right? The volume to market cap ratio is 1,000%.